Hello there, everybody. I just want to give you a quick rundown for this week and what is going on. Let me have a quick look over here. I'm not sure how many of you have submitted your project proposals. I've read several of them, more than several. If there is a concern emerging with those, and that's what I've suggested to people, is the need for a more clear-cut description of the problem. One thing I can think of is Corinne's essay or her project proposal about a happy workplace, and she states something to the effect she wants to find out what it is that is a happy workplace. Well, the problem is I don't know what the problem is. I know she wants to understand, how we can have a happy workplace, but what is the problem? And I can't remember exactly what I suggested, but the problem would be that there are many unhappy workers. A lot of people are unemployed or underemployed or not getting the hours they want or not doing the kind of work they're prepared to do. And a lot of work is meaningless drudgery and that sort of thing. And it's hard to be, for a lot of people, to be happy in those jobs, to be happy that they just have an income. But some people might be. That problem needs to be more clearly defined there. And that might be true with all of you. And so I've been focusing most of my comments on defining the problem. This is a pretty standard concern at this stage of the game. So think about what is the problem. Not that you want to learn something, but you want to learn how to address a particular problem. The pitches have been good so far. There have been just a few, and they're not really due yet, but I've been looking at those, and those are coming across okay. The next thing you're going to do after these two things is I'm not going to have you revise the proposal or the pitch. You get those in, and you'll have full credit for those. I've shortened the literature review annotated bibliography literature review annotated bibliography to 5 sources. It used to be 10, but you have plenty of sources now. What I want you to focus on there, particularly if you have not before, is some multimedia type sources that you can use to include in your final project. Might be a TED Talk, might be some online video from a researcher on whatever you're looking at, but something that will move us away from the strictly or primarily linguistic and give us some gesture and that sort of thing, some multimedia stuff, some sound. So the oral, I can't say that word very well, AURAL, the visual, that sort of thing. So look for 5 sources on that. That'll be due a week from today. And then we're going to spend our last couple of weeks just pounding away on the final project. When you do your literature review, I want you to evaluate those sources using the CRAP test. And I will probably forget what the CRAP stands for, C-R-A-P-P. The C is for currency. How new is it? And for some of you, that won't matter. But if it does matter, you've got to address that. How relevant is it? That will always matter. You kind of think, oh, if we look at Corinne's workplace topic, and she has a source about school being happy as a student, we'll have to question whether or not that is relevant as a possibility. Anyway, also accuracy, that's the first A. Whoops. And then the second A is authority. And this is why thinking of Kendra's sources, she had a couple of women who I believe are military wives talking about their marriage to men who are in the military. I'm assuming the men are, and they aren't. They have a certain level of authority, but they have only what we call anecdotal authority, which is pretty low. It's their story, but they cannot speak for anyone else or everyone else in particular. So that's to be paid attention to. Whereas a scholar studying marriages in the military and maybe a scholar working at West Point studying marriages and relationships in the military are going to have a much greater degree of authority. It's not just about them, which was what I saw in those two women. So they provide good information and context, but they're not authoritative. And finally, the purpose. What is the purpose of the source, the text that you're looking at? You know, is it to entertain? Is it to inform? Is it to share personal views? Whatever it is, you want to try to figure that out. Which matters most is hard to say. It'll fluctuate for everybody, for every source. So watch that. But you can watch my video on the crap test as well. There's one there. So that's it, I think, for what you need to pay attention to this week. Your proposals, by and large, are in. This, I should say, is a strategy that will carry you through pretty much any kind of project you need to do a proposal for. I picked up this approach in graduate school. The pitch is a nice way to do things. It's also nice to get you guys visually there to see you. Annotated bibliography, literature review, call it what you will. Again, good use of summary skills and an explanation of what you will be using. The evaluation of your sources using the CRAP test. This is a good tool to use all the time. And there's also some material for this week about downloading and editing video. These are just two ways I have for doing it. When you use video or audio, you want to edit it down to roughly no more than 30 seconds. You don't want to plug in a whole 25-minute TED Talk and expect your reader to watch it, but you want to find the particular passage that makes the point you want to make, just as you would pull a quote out of a journal, out of a magazine article or whatever. You don't copy and paste the whole article in there, at least not if you're smart. So just like with that, with video and audio and that sort of thing, you need to edit it down to, and I suggest no more than 30 seconds. That's a rough rule of thumb that will keep you safe in terms of copyright, though actually you're 100% safe for the most part because we're doing this for academic purposes, not to make money or anything of that sort. But we don't want to have to hire an expensive lawyer should you use too much or get you charged for plagiarism. But I don't think that would happen. So anyhow, you want to edit your stuff down to just the very few seconds that you need, and you'll be good. You'll be smart, and you won't waste your reader's time. So I think that's it. That probably should be it. So as always, if you've got questions, shoot me a note, and I will get back to you. Bye-bye.